Hey guys, it's Rob, and I'm just making a short video about the JR921 receiver, and I've actually got two of them that came with my JR11X radios, and I just saw a comment that they are DSM2 only. I have to respectfully disagree with that because both of mine will actually bind in DSMX mode, and I'll do a demonstration of that right now. But just one of the things I did post on my comment was that they're two slightly different models. One is the RD921 and the other one is the R921X. And the 921X obviously is marked with the DSMX symbol, and you might be able to see there on the right hand side it shows the bind port, which is actually the bottom right hand side here, and that is actually the correct bind port. So that receiver is DSMX, and what I'll do is I'll just use one for the purpose of the rest of this demonstration. But this RD921, it's marked with the bind position on the left hand side, which is here. That's actually incorrect because the bind is on the right hand side, as you can see it here, which is similar to the other receiver. So I had some problem when I first tried to bind this receiver. I was using the marked bind port and it just wouldn't go into bind mode. When I realized that I need to plug it into the other side, it works fine. So what I'm going to do is just bind it to the DX8 on the left hand side, and that's set to DSMX, and you'll see that it will actually bind in DSMX mode. And then there's a couple of little tests we can do to prove that it is actually in DSMX mode. So I'll do those, and then just to follow up, I will bind it to the DX6i on the right hand side, and that's an older one, so it's only DSM2. So this receiver will then bind in DSM2. So just give me a second, I'll plug this bind plug in. Okay, so here we go. I'll turn it on. What I've got is just one little servo connected to the aileron channel, so we can just check that it's actually bound okay and functioning. So what I'll do is I'll just turn on the power. You can see it's gone into its flashing bind mode, and what we'll then do is, this is the DX8, and let's just see if this binds okay. So pressing the bind switch and turning it on, and let's see what happens. Okay, can you see that? It's actually gone into DSMX, and the lights on the receiver have become solid, and now the servo is working. You see when I actually move the stick there, we've got the servo working. So confirming, the radio says it's DSMX and the receiver is bound. Now the one check you can make to see that it is in fact DSMX is I'll just power down, I'll take out the bind plug, and I'll turn it on again. Okay, it's connected, the servo is working, and what we need to do is simulate a brownout situation. So I'll just try and hold these two aerials in view so you can see the little orange lights, and I'll turn it off and I'll turn it on. And you can see the orange lights come back on, but they're not flashing, they're not showing the brownout flashing orange light, which only actually happens when it's in DSM2. So this confirms to me that the receiver is actually bound in DSMX mode. Okay, and that's actually verified by what it says here on the DX8. Okay, let's put it into DSM2 mode so you can see the difference. I'll turn off that 8, I've got this small bind plug. I just put it aside here a minute ago. Where did it go? I'll just get another one. Save wasting time on this video. I just momentarily lost that bind plug somewhere. But anyway, here's another one. Okay, same receiver. Popping in the bind plug, turning the power on. You see it's again gone into the bind mode, and what I'll now do is I will bind it to this DX6i. So here we go. Okay, there it goes. It's actually bound, and both of the receivers are bound, and the servo is working once again. Okay, now this radio is only DSM2. It's an older DX6i. It's about 3.5 years old, and so now this receiver should be bound in DSM2 mode. So let's power down, and I'll reconnect by turning on. Okay, the lights are coming on. Now you can see straight away what's happened is the receiver has detected a brownout. So it's actually showing you this brownout indication, which is the flashing orange lights, which only happens when the receivers are in DSM2 mode. So that confirms it's now in DSM2 mode with the DX6i. Turn it off. I'll turn off the radio. Turn on the radio. Give it a few seconds, and then I'll turn on the receiver again. We should get power up. There it goes. And the servo is working. Now if I recycle the power, we've got that same brownout detection indicator. So it's flashing. Okay, so I think this is the RD921JR receiver, and I can vouch for the fact that this one does exactly the same, performs in exactly the same way. This one's marked with DSMX. So yeah, so unless I've completely mistaken the model number, my JR921 receivers are definitely DSMX compatible. Thanks for watching.